Yogurt's healthy, you motherfucker. It has a piece of fruit in the fucking picture. Fruit's healthy, asshole. You better eat yogurt in your diet or you're fucking up. You gotta build that fucking gut bacteria up, you piece of shit. One of the things that has been a flaw in the standard American diet and a thorn in the side of people trying to be healthy for years, yet some people still don't know it, is yogurt. Now, dairy's gotten a bad name lately. There's lactose intolerant people. There's people that legit, and this is not everyone is like this. Now, although it catches a lot of the blame for our stomach issues, where another food item might be the cause. But as it stands, yogurt overall, in the forms that you see it in the supermarket, is mostly shit. Now, why do I say that? Yes, it has stuff that's probiotic that supposedly causes your gut bacteria to improve. Gives you good gut bacteria, gets rid of the bad gut bacteria. Bullshit. I honestly don't see a big difference in gut bacteria. Your gut bacteria changes on multiple factors. It could just change because you fucking shook hands with some nasty motherfucker, didn't wipe his ass properly and wash his hands afterwards. It's kind of gross to think about it that way, but that's one of the ways our gut bacteria can be altered is by exposure to the offending bacteria, or the guy that made your fucking sandwich at Subway, maybe he just fucking missed, his hand poked through the toilet paper and he didn't fucking wipe properly. Guess what? You're getting a healthy dose of his gut bacteria transferred into your body. This is life. There's not much we can do except to, live in a bubble and not be exposed to this shit, so to speak. However, we don't know enough about gut health at this point scientifically to say one way or another that trying to manipulate our gut bacteria by eating certain things and not eating certain things is a reason to eat yogurt. I like fucking yogurt, alright? So today's video is inspired by a comment I received on ScottTheTruckDriver.com. This comment was submitted by Odetta. Very, very good. Fast is not completely undone. Very glad to hear about the below 35 inches. This is in regards to my recent fast and subsequent refeed and yielding some losses in the tape measure, while the weight pretty much has remained a little bit elevated toward 189, 190 range. Scott, what is your opinion on Greek yogurt? 10% fat. People say that even very fat Greek yogurt is somehow a gray area when it is about keto. So if eaten, it should be done very sparingly, which is true. Do you eat as much yogurt as you want, or do you measure it? I can easily eat half a kilo as a meal. Well, as many things are not allowed on keto, carbs are everywhere. And this is kind of what I think of yogurt. I consider it a junk food. It is a dessert. It is not a health food. Not even the yogurt that is safe to eat on a ketogenic diet. So, what's the reasoning for this? Well, if you look at the ingredients on yogurt, especially if it's low fat, if it says 0%, 5%, 10%, guess what? They did. They took the fat out and they put sugar in one of the 74 fucking names of sugar in, which means that yogurt is chock full of fructose. You don't want to overeat fructose. In some cases, some of these yogurts have more sugar than a can of soda. Yet they got the fucking heart healthy shit on it and the goddamn fucking prebiotic, probiotic, healthy as shit all over it, but yet you're jamming that sugar into your body. And that's fucking bullshit. Alright? It's been tricking people for years. It sets you back. It keeps you in the eat less, move more hamster wheel. Ooh, I only had 100 calories of sugar, in my fucking diet before, I'm eating healthy. I'm eating yogurt. I've heard these things come out of people's mouths, and I just kind of roll my eyes. Yogurt is a dessert to be consumed in moderation. It is not part of a healthy whole foods diet. That being said, can you do it on a ketogenic diet? Well, I have said that there are foods that you can stay keto on, and there is a version of yogurt that can. Right here is Fage, I think I pronounced that right. Full-fat Greek yogurt. I'm not sponsored by them. There will be an affiliate link if you want to buy this shit afterwards, but that's not why I'm telling you about it. I'm telling you about one yogurt I found that you can do on a ketogenic diet in extreme moderation. So this yogurt has all of the fat. It means they didn't take the fat out and replace it with sugar. There's no fruit in it. It really has only its milk sugar, flavor. Now, keep in mind, milk sugar is lactose. Lactose does not contain fructose. It is a chain of glucose that gets broken down and you use the glucose. The glucose isn't fructose. The glucose isn't going to fuck up your liver. It might cause you to gain weight if you eat it in excess. If you spike your insulin far enough by eating large quantities of it, then you're no better than a normal carb burner at that point. That being said, there's 9 grams per serving in this yogurt, and it says sugars on it, but it is lactose, all right? It is milk sugar. And milk sugar isn't the same as sugar, all right? It's fructose. It is gone. It's glucose only in lactose, all right? So you're not damaging your liver, per se, when you have lactose. Now, if you're lactose intolerant, then you might have some kind of issue with all milk products, not just yogurt. And, there's some things like heavy cream doesn't have hardly any lactose in it. That's why it has 0 grams for carbs. But 9 grams, you're allowed 30 on a stricter ketogenic diet and up to 50 if you are carb tolerant enough and not metabolically fucked up. On a ketogenic diet, you can go up to 30 to 50 grams of carbs per day. Of course, it goes without saying that this yogurt will contribute to that. And so then you're going to say, well, why the yogurt's not sweet? Well, that's where you come into the junk food part of the fact that you can have this on a ketogenic diet, but it shouldn't be every day. It should be as occasional treats, not every day, not all the time. And when on the days when you do consume it, you need to consume extra low on your other carbs. That includes the good stuff, the vegetables. You got to weigh how much of it. And you don't want to eat more than 2 servings. I mean, 2 servings alone is about 18 grams of carbs. That's well over your half your daily carb limit for if you're a 30 gram. And if you're a 50 gram motherfucker, you're approaching half. Just in that one little bowl of fucking 2 servings of yogurt. So, and then you can mix in other things with it that further increase the carbs. You can put a small amount, and I do mean maybe half a serving, like enough of the palm of your hand of blueberries. You can put that in there. I generally sweeten with stevia erythritol, any product that provides that formula. You can go to my recommended products page on ScottTheTruckDriver.com and find, the kind of sweetener I use, along with this yogurt that the only pretty much brand yogurt I consume right now, as I often can't find any other full-fat brands to try out that are low-carb. Now, there are low-carb yogurts out there on the market, but they are laced with some serious chemicals. along with questionable choice in artificial sweeteners. It is much better to take the full fat, purest form of yogurt you can find and add your own sweetness to it via the artificial sweetener that works best for you. For me, it's stevia erythritol. I don't go overboard. It's generally 1, maybe 2 packets. If I want a little sweeter, I'll put 2 packets in. You sprinkle the packet over, you stir it, you wait, then you sprinkle another packet, stir it, wait, and next thing you know, you got some fairly sweet yogurt. Sometimes I put a little cinnamon in the yogurt as well. If I feel fruity, I'll put fruit in it, but like a little bit of strawberry or a little bit of blueberry, just enough to kind of get a little bit of a fruit vibe going, but not overdoing it. Or I'll melt some 100% cacao or cocoa or however the fuck you pronounce that chocolate, and I'll pour it into the yogurt and stir it. And as you stir it, it breaks down and hardens into these little itty bitty chocolate chips. Sometimes I'll put a packet of sweetener in the 100% chocolate that I melt, and I pour that in. That makes a nice, pretty awesome dessert. And it's not super sweet. It's not overboard. It's not nuts. It's not like Halo Top ice cream, which is fucking insanely sweet and should be like a couple, 3 or 4 spoonfuls at max when you have a little bit of that. But dose determines the poison here, and you do not want shit tons of. If you can only do 1 serving, do 1 serving. You can buy the single servings. They're a little harder to find, but those are only 8 grams per 1 little cup. And just add that into your total. Don't overload carbs too much in one meal. Have it at the end of a low carb meal, for example. And you'll be fine. You won't have any problems. I have never had an issue eating the full fat Greek yogurt, but I do not have lactose problems. I do a lot of dairy. I do a lot of cheese. I do a lot of, heavy cream, butter, of course. I do a lot. I don't do milk, ironically enough. I don't drink whole milk. I haven't felt the need to or the desire to really just have a glass of milk. I drink water or coffee with heavy cream in it. That's it. Those are my drinks. Very simple. Water, coffee, heavy cream. Easy shit. So to answer your question, Odetta, yogurt is basically a keto dessert. It is a junk food and should be treated like a junk food, as in moderation, not every day, once in a while, as a dessert, preferably instead of one of the worst keto frankenfoods that are out there for dessert. Like keto cheesecake, for example, I would say is probably a little bit worse for you than the yogurt. You don't want to go nuts with these foods. They should be desserts, If you even look at the standard American diet prior to the 1950s, desserts weren't every day. They were maybe once a week you went and had something sugary and shitty. It's the same with keto desserts. You got to keep it in perspective. Not every food that's ketogenic is necessarily healthy or will help you towards your weight loss and health goals. You need to be moderate on the foods that contain carbs, that contain glucose, that contain anything that's going to refill your glycogen, because if you overfill your glycogen, you will get kicked out of ketosis. You will gain some water weight. You will have some energy issues. These are all things that can happen when you up yourself into carb burner status. You need to keep your grams under your personal threshold. Mine is 50 grams per day. I tested it by starting out at like 30 grams. Then I upped it to 40 grams after a week. Kept testing with the piss strips, the urine ketone strips, and then eventually I got up to 50, and then as I went past 50, I was clean on the keto stick. So I knew 50 grams of carbs was my upper limit. If I go past that, I no longer have that. And I'm pretty good at staying probably in the 30 to 40 range, as I don't eat a lot. I eat once or twice a day on the full eat days. And then, of course, when I'm doing ADF, it's really not even an issue. Even if I were to go over slightly into the 75 gram range, I am usually so busy putting glycogen together and then taking what little glycogen out because of the fast that it's really not going to move the needle if I step out of ketosis when I do my ADF protocol, which is my preferred normal protocol. Right now I'm in a refeed phase after a long fast. I'm on the second week now. I'm looking to see what happens, if it normalizes, if I gain back more weight, if I get fatter, who knows. And then I'll go back, transition to my normal protocol of choice, which is 36-hour ADF, true ADF. I'm thinking of, where 36 water only, 36 eat what I want, and trying to get back to that routine. Or if I find that too uncomfortable, after eating for a couple weeks, I might start out with 36, fat fast, 36 regular food. But we'll get into that in another fucking video. So yogurt, junk food, yogurt, even the Greek yogurt that's good on keto still should be treated with extreme moderation. It goes without saying, if you're trying to be ketogenic and fat adapted, avoid regular low-fat yogurt. It may look pretty. It may say GMO, safe, fucking healthy, probiotic horseshit on it, but they take the fat out and replace it with sugar. Some are getting savvy and taking the fat out and replacing it with motherfucking artificial sweetener. Those are the low-carb motherfucking yogurts that you see, and generally I find those too sweet and too chemically to truly enjoy, whereas the Greek yogurt feels natural when I'm eating it. It feels kind of thick and creamy, and it has a nice consistency to it versus some of the crap that is just like eating chemical paste. As far as low carb, Franken yogurt is concerned. The bottom line is, whenever you take the fat out of a food, they generally replace it with sugar. Otherwise, it tastes like shit. All right? And we don't want to eat stuff that tastes like shit. We want to eat stuff that's fairly good for us. Yogurt is not necessarily, as far as Greek yogurt, full fat, is not the best food. It's not the healthiest way to eat. But it's not the worst either. You can have some. Just keep it moderate. Don't eat half a kilo of the shit. All right? If you're still hungry, pour yourself maximum 2 servings, assuming you haven't been carbing up all day with other carbs, and then add something with fat in it. I generally have a coffee with heavy cream when I eat my yogurt too, and that's plenty of energy. Tons of energy, very satisfying, very filling. If you still need the sweetness, you can sweeten your coffee with artificial sweetener, or you have a small little block of 100% chocolate with it. There's another gram of carbs, but lots of fiber, lots of fat. So it all works out. You gotta be moderate, but don't be deprived. Don't leave the table hungry. Just don't overeat the desserts, all right? You gotta treat them like desserts, not like a food group. And that goes for keto desserts as well. So I hope that helped you out. Odetta, thank you for the question. Today I have released a podcast. Episode 4 is now available at ScottTheTruckDriver.com. The link is in the description. You can also check out my Amazon affiliate links. That link is in the description as well. So if there's an item you think that will help you along your journey and you're going to go buy it anyway, you can help the channel out by clicking through there. I also put a link to this yogurt that I eat in the description as well. Please check out my daily blog. I update that Monday through Friday. So that's available all on ScottTheTruckDriver.com. If you like this video and it helped you out and you have the means, I do want to address this really quick. If you don't have money, or you're living paycheck to paycheck, or you're poor, you don't need to contribute to the channel. I don't want people who can't afford to help, stretching their budget or depriving themselves of something else. This is if you have discretionary money that you can invest in things like, creators or Netflix or whatever the hell you want to use to entertain yourself or to increase your quality of life. I don't want people that are dirt poor, sitting there struggling, living paycheck to paycheck, in debt up to their eyeballs, contributing financially to the channel. I would prefer that if you were going to support the channel, that you just continue to watch, Don't use ad blockers, that kind of stuff. Sit through the commercials, even though sometimes they're annoying as shit. I know. I watch a lot of YouTubers, but I watch their whole commercials. Even if they're like 2 minutes long, I'll go probably do something during that commercial if it's too obscene. I mean, come on now. 5-minute commercials, really? But, you know, help. There's other ways to help out. Share the videos with people. Get people to subscribe. These are all ways to help out without breaking the bank. You know, I am thankful for those who contribute, but I don't want people contributing who can't afford it. You know, that being said, the podcast is something you get in exchange. So it's a purchase. You get, a podcast in exchange for the $2. So there's that. If you're interested in more content, you're at least getting something for your money. But as far as the tipping goes, you're trying to contribute so that I can produce more videos and not have to spend time doing other things. Bottom line is if I made zero money on this channel, I would still make videos. I just wouldn't be able to make as many. I wouldn't be able to dedicate as much time. But you guys, through your generosity, and those of you who have been able to afford to help out, you've been indispensable in making sure that I keep the content flowing. In this video, I took some extra time aside from my client work I have to do to make sure I pump out at least one video for the next couple days in addition to the podcast that I just put out. So if you're starving for more content, the podcast is available. Thank you to all of my contributors. I've updated my contributor credits at the end. I'm a little slow at that. Generally, I do 2 or 3 updates a month for new contributors that come in each month. So if you're looking for your name to be in the credits, that's kind of what my process is, because I have to manually go in and add everyone's name into the credits that donates. And I can't do it like every time somebody donates. Otherwise, I'd be spending the whole month updating the credits roll. So there's that. You can also submit research on ScottTheTruckDriver.com. Please fully explore ScottTheTruckDriver.com. There's so much I have to offer that's going there, and it's growing all the time. I'm always adding new things to it, trying new ideas out for content, for things to help people out on their fucking fasting and weight loss journey. So I think you'll notice I didn't do green screen today because I wanted to cut down the production time a little bit on this particular video. So I'm experimenting a little bit this week in how to crank out more videos, because I do like the green screen, but I don't think I should do it every video anymore because I think it's taking up too much time, extra time for setup, for keying out the background, and all the other shit I generally have to do when it comes to motherfucking green screens and shit. So please, remember, I'm not a fucking expert. I'm just a fucking asshole. Please like and subscribe for more fucking shit, and I'll make more shit. And keep the comments, the submissions, even if you don't hear back from me, I see all of them. I will pick them out. I will do videos inspired by them, much like this one. So hopefully if you submit a good enough or interesting enough topic, or a piece of research that's compelling, I will be more than happy to make a fucking video in response and give you the credit you deserve for bringing it to my attention. So, have a nice motherfucking day and shit. And yogurt's not a health food. I don't give a fuck what you say. Yogurt, not a health food. Never will be a health food. It's a dessert. Always will be a fucking dessert. We weren't eating yogurt when we were hunter-gatherers and shit.